Okay, good morning. Today is 6th of March 2026, 9:46 a.m. Today's topic of discussion is about the placement of Atmakaraka in Sagittarius and the circumstances of the death. How the soul will leave the body and what is the circumstances through which a death can occur. This chart is of a very famous uh, chart of a very famous actress who died, and the name reflects here is Divya Bharathi. Okay, she worked in Tollywood and Bollywood also, but unfortunately, at a very younger age, she passed away, and very mysteriously, she died. Some say that she has fallen from the balcony, and some say that there is some sort of conspiracy associated with this death. Now, let us see the death giving effects. As I told you, Rahu is the Atmakaraka. Okay, and it is sitting in Mula Nakshatra. Mula is nothing but it is very secret, something which is hidden under the earth. It is Mula Nakshatra. Mula means corners, Mula means something which is under the earth. Okay, so Rahu is becoming an Atmakaraka. So anybody who's got an Atmakaraka, they will be cheated in their lives because they have already cheated somebody in their past life. Okay, so in this case, Rahu is becoming Atmakaraka, and Atmakaraka is going and sitting in Sagittarius sign. Any Atmakaraka going and sitting in a Sagittarius sign, it is denoted as per the Jyotish rules that such person will fall from the heights. Okay, will fall from the heights. So we already know that she died by falling from a balcony in Mumbai. Right? Lagnesha, another factor is Lagnesha, which is Tula Lagna Lord Venus, is going and sitting in the fourth house, and it is under Papakartari Yoga. Okay, what is Papakartari Yoga? Malefics who are placed beside the Venus. One is Rahu and one is Sun, denotes a Papakartari Yoga. And also, it is the eighth lord of death. Okay, it is also the eighth lord of death. That is also denoting, it's denoting factor that the person will die. Now, the second factor, or rather, I would say the third factor, which I would like to show is Venus is sitting in Vipat Tara. It's an avatar chakra. Venus is sitting Vipat Tara. Rahu is sitting in Naidhana Tara. Naidhana means death. Vipat means danger. So the periods of Rahu or Venus can bring in some danger for the native. Secondly, let us also see what is the Brahma, Rudra, and Maheshwara, because here Rudra is very important because he is a god of death. So, what is Rudra here? Rudra is Venus. So, Lagnesha Lord Venus is becoming Rudra. And let us also see what dashas were operating when the person died. Let us see from the Google as what was the uh, time period when she died. Okay, so when did Divya Bharathi die? 5th April 1993. She was barely, I think, 19 years. 5th April 1993. So Venus Dasha, okay, and Sun Dasha and Saturn. Okay, Venus, Sun, Saturn. You know already the Mahardasha itself is very bad. So obviously Mahardasha cannot protect because Mahardasha is sitting in the Mahardasha is a Rudra. Okay, is a Rudra. So obviously Venus Mahardasha is never good for the native. What about the Antardasha? It is Sun Antardasha. Okay, so for this natal lagna, the 11th house has become Badaka and going and sitting in the 5th house. Okay, it is going and sitting in the 5th house. But if you see from the Venus point of view, any planet going and sitting in the 12th house, this particular planet Venus rejects all other grahas because the portfolio of Venus is the 12th house. Okay, even though it is here 5th house, but from the Venus, any planet which is going and sitting in the 12th house from the Venus is rejected by the Venus. That's one thing. And what is Sun? Sun here, Sun is sitting in Satabisha Nakshatra again. Again, it is a Rahu Nakshatra. Okay. The next one is Saturn. Saturn is the lord of the 4th house and the lord of the 5th house also. Okay. It is the lord of the 4th house and the lord of the 5th house also. So obviously, Saturn, Venus will give the work to Saturn to kill the native. And what is Saturn here? Let us see the Navatara Chakra. Saturn is becoming Paramitra Tara. So Paramitra Tara is nothing but a super friend. But it is sitting with Ketu in the 9th house. Okay, and this particular Saturn is aspecting Rahu. This particular Mars is also aspecting Rahu. So basically, if you see, Sagittarius is heavily afflicted. The sign itself is heavily afflicted. And apart from that, the Atma Karaka is also heavily afflicted. Okay, what was the age? It is 19 years. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. Right? So the 19th year is coming to Mesha Rashi. Okay? The 19th year is coming to Mesha Rashi. So what is Mesha Rashi? Mesha Rashi is nothing but the head. So the probability is that the native has fallen from the height. Okay. What injuries did Divya Bharathi have? Okay. Head injuries. You see severe head injuries and internal bleeding. So here in the 19th year, if you see, this particular Mesha Rashi got activated, aspected by Rudra. Rudra is aspecting it. So obviously she has to die from brain injuries, head injuries. Okay. And how do we determine the age? That is 0 to 36, 36 to 72 to 72 to 100. This is the compartments for the death. Alpayush, Madhyayush and Purnayush. Okay. Balarishta is something which is connected to 0 to 36. Oh, sorry, 0 to 32. Okay. So that means she died in the 19th year. As I told you, she's got head injury aspected by Rahu, the Rudra. So she died because of that. And you see, there is only 24 points here. And it is a 7th house, Maraka. It is a 7th house. So, April 5th, 1993, as we have already shown that. April 5th, 1993. It is Mars. Mars is the lord of Mesha Rashi and it is becoming a Maraka. Because Mahardasha we have to see it from the sun, Antardasha from the moon. Again, Prityantar Dasha from the Lagna. Again here, Sukshma Dasha has to be seen from Sun. Okay, Sukshma Dasha has to be seen from the Sun. And what is Mars here? What is Mars? Mars is sitting in Kritika Nakshatra. Mars is sitting in Kritika Nakshatra, and the Lord of the Kritika Nakshatra is Sun, and Sun is becoming a Badaka for her. It is supposed to protect her, but it is becoming a Badaka. So this is how we have to see the death circumstances. And what are the circumstances? From the Aruda Lagna, we can see that moon is placed over there. Okay, moon is placed over there. It is, what is moon? It's Amatya Karka sitting in Revati Nakshatra. The lord of the Revati Nakshatra is Mercury, and Mercury is the lord of the 9th house and the lord of the 12th house. And moon is aspecting this particular sign, which is the 12th house. Mandi and Gulika is already sitting over there. Okay, where is A6? A6, where is A6? We see here A6 is here, it is Venus. So obviously there is an issue here, some sort of enmity, something like that. Okay, Venus is with Arur Lagna, so she is considered a very beautiful woman. Okay, her image, that she can dance, she's a very beautiful lady. Okay, with very sharp features and all that stuff. So obviously this is what we can see. Lagnesha going and sitting in the 4th house, 8th lord going and sitting in the 4th house, and the 10th lord going and sitting in the 6th house. So when the Lagna lord, 8th lord and 10th lord, they are very nicely placed, then we can say that it is Purnayush. But here, even though the Lagnesha and 8th lord are sitting in the 4th house in the Kendra, but it is what you say, hemmed between two malefics, big malefics. So obviously the death has to come very early, and I told you at the age of 19. Okay, so this is how we have to see. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bharat Mata ki jai.